Hey Pokè Peeps, so today I'm having a little bit of trouble with the current scene in Pokemon. So recently there was the release of information saying that there will be no national Pokedex. Now, admittedly, I am disappointed, and I think that is an incredibly silly move by Nintendo to take out literally their catchphrase, catch 'em all, to catch some of them, maybe, is a little bit silly, but I can kind of explain why, or at least my opinion why it's going to be that way. And I'm just going to be playing some monotype Pokemon battles while I talk about it, just so there's something interesting going on in the background. So I'll be back when I find a game, and yeah. Hey guys, so we're back. Found a game here. Looks like a mono fire team. I'm pretty comfortable to lead with my Togekiss here. But yeah, like I was saying, the reason I believe they've gone this route with Pokemon is why I would say most franchises end up failing. And that's being a little bit too concerned with how to make more money from a game. So basically, what did they do with Pokemon Go? They added X raids, but then you needed to do a certain number of raids to be able to participate in the X raids. Then there was being able to buy raid passes and then buy potions and buy things to help you do those raid battles. And all in all, that's made Pokemon a lot of money because people do it. But it's also made a lot of people not interested in the game anymore because Pokemon was a kid's game. And you were supposed to be able to pick it up and play it with no requests, no input via the family, no input by a parents. And if you're a 7-year-old kid playing the game, oh, Mum, can you help me buy this? Dad, can you help me with this? You've taken away one of the main features of Pokemon. You've really just destroyed a family-friendly game and made it into this corporate mess for making money. And like Pokemon's a successful business as it is and a successful franchise, but you decided that your wallets were more important than the people. So I feel like that's what's going to be happening with the max raid battles in this Pokemon game. You're going to need coins or something like that to participate. Coins that you can only get from either sponsors or things like that that they've already included that they ensure were an essential part of the new games. And then if you can't do that, you're going to be able to purchase them. And then they're also likely to make it that you can only get some Pokemon from these raid battles. So if you aren't willing to spend the money on the coins to participate in the raids, you're not likely to be able to get those Pokemon. Additionally, Max Raids came out and Dynamax feature came out or were come up with at the exact same time of raid battles for Pokemon Go. So they're recycling an old feature from 2 years ago in a 2020 game, and they're calling it the new and improved, like the new big thing to look forward to. No! I've seen it. I've been there. I've done it. I'm over it. Give me Pokemon as I know it already. It's not something that you have to pay money to play. It's not something that you have to have the internet to play. It's not something that is so consumed by itself that, you're just stuck in what Pokemon could be, If you haven't told, I'm really disappointed. Um, I don't like what they've done. I don't like where they're going. Yeah, and I am really, really disappointed. And I feel like they've made a lot of mistakes in how they plan to put forward Pokemon. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there is guaranteed going to be a terrible game. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be as groundbreaking as they want it to be. I think there's going to be a lot of elements that really just have no place, at least in classic Pokemon. Yeah, so I think that a lot of the features are just going to be a bit silly. Now going on to the rationale that Masuda and the creators or the producers gave for cutting down the national dex. They wanted to make the game more balanced. There was a lot of Pokemon already included. So there was over 800 different species, I'm pretty sure he said. I think they were the only ones that stood out as potentially valid rationale. And even then, is it really valid? Personally, no. Personally, I think it's a cop-out, and I personally think that they've messed up. So, from someone who does use Pokemon majority of the time as a competitive format, a lot of misses and a lot of issues that I've found with it, and a lot of problems that I really am not sold on. I think that saying they're doing it to make the game more balanced is a real cop-out. Now, my reasoning for that is tiers, underused, never used. They're all there to stop the stagnant and Pokemon from not getting a use in some format. You don't need to take the Pokemon out of the game entirely because you're over how it's going, if that makes sense. So, yeah, there's no reason for them to take out, things that are Pokemon. Oh, shit. Well, that worked in my favor. Yeah, I think they've just gone, how can we not incorporate as many Pokemon as possible? Oh, that's a good idea. That's a cool way to do it. I think, it's a major cop-out, and I think they're going to lose a hell of a lot of momentum with the game. I think they've really made it difficult for people of a competitive nature to fully understand, because for me, I like having the entire range. As you've seen in a lot of my videos, I use Pokemon like Ferret, Volbeat, less used Pokemon, because it's fun and it adds to my version of the game. I don't know if everyone feels the same way, and I'm sure not everyone does feel the same way, but I feel like not giving me the option of that really is going to hurt Pokemon. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a limbo here, because I don't agree with a lot of the choices they've made, and I think it's really money based, a lot of their decisions and where they want to go with the game. Again, it's not completely broken. I'm sure it's going to be a great game. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of really cool features. I just think the features that they focused on and the elements of the game that they've chosen to feature are not elements that were being looked forward to, not elements that people wanted. If they had have scrapped Dynamax, scrapped Max Raid battles, or whatever they've put in, and said, look, we're coming at you with 200 new Pokemon plus an extra 50 evolutions, people would be stoked. You know what? If I could go into a game and I could catch 1,000 Pokemon, I would be blown away. I would spend the entire time doing it. I would be going in trying to do a living dex of shiny Pokemon, a normal living dex, I'd be trying to figure out which Pokemon do really well in teams together. That would be a better game. But I think they're trying to reinvent the wheel, and I think it's failed. I really do. I think their explanation for their rationale is bogus, is lazy, and even seeing some of the animations that they've said they've put so much effort into, yeah, nah. Wingull is just gliding the entire time? No, that's lazy. Look at this Gyarados right now, he's wriggling about. That is more detail and more effort than some of the Pokemon I've seen in the new reveal. So, again, their rationale for why they've done what they have is bullshit, and I'm going to call it now. Now, with that being said, this also could be a plan for a new series of games coming out in 2020. Either another version, so Sword and Shield 2, where you get the other half of the Pokedex. And again, they haven't released how many Pokemon they are actually including or taking out. So we could be getting 600 or 700 Pokemon in the game, which still would be pretty cool. Although, it's not all of them, and not being able to catch all of them is taking away exactly what Pokemon was meant to be at the start. Catching them all. I think that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, don't be angry at the creators for this. It was their opinion of what they thought would be better, and it is my opinion that I think they have messed up. Anyway, guys,